Chipotle just announced their very first stock split, and it's a 50-to-1 stock split. So what should you know as an investor? Should you buy now? Should you buy later? And what is my one concern about the company? Let's go ahead and break it down. First things first, okay? I told y'all, this is why you want to subscribe right now. Because 3 weeks ago, on February 27th, I gave you a list of companies that were most likely to do a stock split. Boom. Here we are with Chipotle, okay? I know some things, all right? I ain't perfect, but I know some things. So first, let's just describe what a stock split is. For those who may be new, we did cover this with Walmart and with Tesla and with Apple and with Amazon and with Google back in the day, okay? But a stock split is what I call a cosmetic change. All you're doing is changing the paint of the car, okay? It's still the exact same car, all right? It just looks a bit different. And what that means in this case is a 50-to-1 stock split. You're taking the stock price, which is right around $2,800 a share to make it very easy for us, and they're going to divide that by 50. So you got $2,800 divided by 50, which should give you about $56 per share. Now, if I had $2,800 in Chipotle, I would have one share. Now I will have 50 shares. So I'll have 50 shares at $56. That's it. You do not make or lose any money from the stock split in and of itself. Okay? You don't. You have the same $2,800 invested in either case. If you have $5, you will have the same $5 invested in either case, but the shares are going to look a bit different. Okay? You got 0.25 shares or whatever, they're going to multiply that by 50. Okay? So that is what is going to happen. Here's the other thing that you should know about stock splits too. Generally speaking, we have seen through studies that from the day the stock split announced, in this case was yesterday, and over the next 12 months, that stock tends to outperform the stock market. That is why stock splits are important. This does not happen every single time. We saw that with Google in 2022. Didn't work for them, okay? However, more often than not, from the time it's announced over the next year, those stocks tend to outperform the stock market. So this is why it is quite exciting. What should you know though? What are the key dates and things and details that you should be aware of and that thing I'm concerned about? The first one is this. The vote is going to happen for the stock split on June 16th. So it is not guaranteed that they're going to do it, but most shareholders, myself included, we're probably going to vote for yes, okay? I really don't think it's going to be up for debate, and again, greater than 90% in my view that it is going to split based on those votes. The second thing is going to trade on a stock split adjusted basis. I have to say it's slow, on June 26th. So they're going to vote on the 16th. It is going to split most likely on the 26th. Okay, you want to circle that on the calendar if you are a shareholder or if you plan on buying. If you plan on buying after, that's the date you want to look at. Also, tell you this now, this happens every single time. People blow up my inbox, they blow up my comments, and they get upset, okay? Your app is going to take time to adjust when it splits. In some apps, you're going to see it say $2,800 a share, you lost money, 90-something% or whatever it's going to be, down to $56 a share. You did not lose any money. You did not make any money. Nobody stole shares from you. Nobody put extra shares in your account, okay? It is just a stock split. Circle it so you're not alarmed when that does occur on June 26th, okay? Throwing it out there. Okay, so we're going to vote on the 16th, it's going to split on the 26th. The next thing that stood out rather was this. It is a 50-to-1 stock split. I did mention that, but in my knowledge, this is the largest stock split that I have ever seen. Now, the one that was just as significant before was Google. They did a 20-to-1 split, but I mean, 50 it feels pretty significant. I don't know why that was a number that they settled on, but you know, it's going to be interesting. So for example, again, if you are someone who does options trades, you can buy more options and the stock can be accelerated a bit more the cheaper that it is. Now you don't want to do it for $1, but being able to buy 100 shares at $56 makes it a lot easier than you buying 100 shares at $2,800 a share, right? So it does make things a bit more accessible, and I do really expect this stock to outperform in the next year. Now again, the stock is already up 80% over the last year. Okay, 80% over last year, which is why I told y'all about it 3 weeks ago, and it's why I told y'all last year when I bought the stock. Okay, I'm transparent. I told y'all when I picked it up. Okay, and if I sell it or if I sell any stock, I tell y'all when it happens too. Okay, so you got all the information here. The next question is, should you buy it before or after the split? If you ask me, I think one, if you believe in the company, okay, if you believe in the company, you should buy it as soon as you finish your research, okay, which should be about now, okay. The reason why I say that is because of this. You want to increase your opportunity for compounding interest, okay? So let's just say between now and June 26th. Now, the time we're doing this, that's roughly 3 months, 3 months and some change. Well, what if the stock grows another 5 or 10%? You are going to miss out on that because you're just waiting on this arbitrary date for the stock to split, and then you have 3 months less interest that you would have gained versus someone who bought now. Now, here's the thing. It's not a guarantee that the stock is going to rise next year. It's not a guarantee it's going to rise between now and the stock split date. We don't know. But Chipotle has shown us a history of doing quite well. So that's one of the things that we are banking on. What is the thing I'm concerned about though? And this is a major concern that's really bothers all of us, but can bother Chipotle a bit more than others. So remember when inflation, well, I guess we're still in an inflationary time, right? But inflation has come down just a bit. But when inflation was really at its peak around last year, I talked about how people were not shopping at a company like Target, and Target shares were crumbling all of 2022. Now it's 2023 and now we're in 2024, but that stock was absolutely crumbling and falling apart because people weren't shopping there. They were looking for discounts. They were going to places like Walmart, which also happened to do a stock split. They were going to places like Costco, which I think is likely to do a stock split here pretty soon. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But that's where people were going. They're also going to Dollar Tree and Dollar General, and those stocks were doing well because they were leaving things that were more expensive to go to places that were much less expensive. Well, what is one of the most expensive things right now? Food. Okay, food is taking up I can't say a vast majority of our money, but it's taking up a little too much of our money. I think Wall Street Journal came out and said it's about 30% of our budget is going to food, and that's the highest percentage we have seen since like the 1990s. Okay, we're talking 30 years and some change. Okay, and it don't feel good. Okay, it does not feel good to spend this much money on food. For example, I have never taken my kids inside of a Chipotle. Chipotle is dad's food because it's $15, $16 a bowl. I'm not spending $80 on Chipotle for them kids, okay? I'm sorry, but dad can go to Chipotle. I'll cook at home, grilled cheese sandwiches, McDonald's, whatever they want, except for Chipotle because it's too expensive. The big thing is this though. Are people going to switch down from Chipotle to Taco Bell or just to eating at home or to cereal? I said cereal because we did the video about Kellogg and how that was an issue. But are people going to switch down from a Chipotle to something else, just as they did during the highest inflationary period when we saw people trade away from luxury stores and nicer stores like Target to things that are cheaper to save money? That is going to be the biggest question because over the last 2 years, inflation has fallen down in some places. Food has not been one of those places. So that is something that I am most concerned about with Chipotle and how that is going to help or hurt them in, the near future. I will say on the positive side, they are one of the best digital companies out there when it comes to getting people on the app and having a good quality loyalty program that most other companies don't have, say outside of a company like Starbucks. People are loyal to Starbucks, and next to Starbucks, people might be just as loyal to a company like Chipotle, which is going to help them regardless of what the prices are going to be. So that is my case for Chipotle and against Chipotle. Now again, you know where I stand. I bought it, so I'm gonna say I think it's going to be a good stop. Told y'all when I bought it, okay, just throwing it out there. But that's the case for it and what is going to happen with it. What are the other companies that are going to do a stock split? I did mention Costco, but you do want to see the rest of the list because there were some other very good quality companies that you should absolutely be aware of. If you want to know what else was on that list, you want to check out this video right here.